Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm your host, Zen Garcia.
Bitcoin breaks above 20,000 for the first time ever. This is December 16th, 2020. I'm your host, Zen Garcia. This is Momentary Zen here on Revolution Radio. And I am, as I told you just a few weeks back, that I was going to do a show once a month, maybe every other week, depending on your response and the interest. But um, I wanted to focus on helping, especially those that have no exposure to the space, know nothing about cryptocurrencies, which I know that's a lot of you because, there's still like maybe 1 to 5% adoption worldwide. Most people still do not know anything about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or using it as an investment platform. And it reminds me of back in the early and late 90s when all the internet stocks started coming out and America Online was first made available, and everybody started to use the internet and through the dial up on phone lines, and people started to get backup phone lines just so that they could stay online as well. And all of the web browsers and the different websites like Amazon and Priceline and these others came on board, Expedia, Travelocity, these different websites, that there was um, a huge interest. And those that got in on investing in this new technology, broadband and things like that nature. And even, the cell phone industry was blowing up at that time. And it all kind of fused together so that everything became what we see now as, the whole internet space where everything is incorporated and tied together. People can basically use their phones to browse the web and to visit any internet site and download apps and play games. I mean, it's amazing what the internet turned into. And nobody would have had any real idea at that time. A lot of people were most certainly projecting that it was going to become something big. They didn't know exactly what or how large, and to what extent people would begin to adopt it into their life and adapt it into their daily use. I mean, it's now to the point where, a lot of people are on the internet and connected to it from the moment that they get up until the moment that they go to sleep, and that they're able to do their work. Even now, with all that is happening in the world with regard to Corona and COVID, um, it's the internet that makes and allows businesses to continue and to have outreach, and for individuals to continue their jobs. A lot of what was believed to be necessary, business travel and people coming together in personal meetings where, they're gathering in different places. And well, all that now has been replaced by Zoom and Skype and other platforms that unite people from all over the world. Even this show that I'm doing right now allows me the ability to stream and to connect to being able to stream with my son I'm here near Athens, Georgia. He's in Lawrenceville, and all of you are all over in different parts of the world. And we're coming together through technology and the internet to unite in a moment and to utilize this this opportunity to speak about things, whatever it is that, I share with you, or the things that I've come to learn and the things that I've come to know. Many of you follow my work because of the extensive amount of focus and sharing that I spend in bringing forth, the lost, forbidden, forgotten ancient manuscripts. And certainly that's going to be a large, as far as, the majority focus of my life. I am without a doubt dedicated to serving the kingdom in that manner. And that has been my foremost determination for several decades now. And that is what I do with the majority of my time, is read and study and share with you and broadcast all of these different manuscripts and books that I've written, and collections and compilations that I've put together, and the other guests and friends that I have that are also involved in that same type of work. However, I am also now going to begin incorporating, and for some of you, I know that this is not your forte and you have no interest, and that's fine. I would ask that you not criticize or judge me or those that might be interested in learning about cryptocurrencies or investments, or, even living not beyond your means. And like, I long ago had to learn to not live in debt and how to not overconsume, which is something that is difficult in this culture, simply because credit is easily extended and they encourage you to live beyond your means. So that being in trouble debt wise, one has to uh, overwork themselves or overextend oneself in order to try to make the money necessary to continue in livelihood, to even feed oneself and your children, and to maintain the house note and um, car payments and all of the other toys and things that they encourage us to buy. And so, for the most part, here in America, people are over consumers. And I find that most people, because their families and their parents are not savers, they themselves have no idea how to put their money to work for themselves. And so a lot of people live on to where they're living check to check and barely making it. And so I'm going to help those of you that may be in such position, and even those of you that aren't, that just simply want to know a little bit different and better about how to put your money to work for you. And, not even having a lot, but being able to put away, even if you're living on disability like myself, Social Security, disability income, and you have a limited amount of money that you can use each month, that if you don't overspend, don't overextend yourself, and you don't have a lot of credit debt, and then you just, like, for instance, the first thing that I would do the first thing that I encourage all of you to do is to open up a savings account. And when I say savings account, I'm not traditionally speaking about a bank account that pays you 0.1% interest. I'm actually recommending that you open a cryptocurrency wallet, because what is happening with the cryptocurrency space, with it being, again, new technology, most people not used to it, not having incorporated into your lives, there is great incentive out there to encourage people to adopt cryptocurrencies and electronic wallets, digital currencies, things of that nature, to begin to utilize it and incorporate it into your lives. And so you can actually hold tokens that will pay you between 13 up to 13% interest. And in other cases, you can even find even higher yield, which is absolutely insane. And I'm actually going to talk about a few of those projects this evening when I get to that point. But first, I wanted to talk to you about Coinbase, because Coinbase was the first portal that opens up, that allowed Americans to easily purchase Bitcoin. And at the time that they first opened, it was just literally 4 digital currencies. It was Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And they have since added a bunch of other tokens. And so if you, again, are not used to or have no idea how to invest into the cryptocurrencies, you can now, just as of a month ago, PayPal even allows people to begin purchasing cryptocurrencies, which it's been an amazing run for PayPal since that time of adopting and allowing people to purchase cryptocurrencies. Their stock has gone up tremendously. And I'll actually be reading some of those headlines. And I'll be sharing some stories to help you to understand how really we are still on the forefront, that the majority of the world has, and even the institutions like traditional Wall Street, and most of what is the investment platforms out there, they have no capacity to currently involve themselves in investing in cryptocurrencies. And there has been recently a few companies that have come forth that are now providing these investment vehicles for larger players with huge and vast amounts of wealth to be able to involve themselves in this space. And so that institutional money is and has been flooding into the market. And that's the reason why you see Bitcoin, even today, it's now already $21,400 the last I saw. And, it just broke 20,000 for the first time today. And because of that, every news program, even CNBC, every ABC, CBS, NBC, nightly news, they all announced how Bitcoin broke its all-time high. And so you are starting to see cryptocurrencies even bleeding into what are the mainstream news programs and mention of them coming forth. And the other reason why cryptocurrencies are starting to run, and as far as beginning their another bull cycle, is because of the nonstop printing of the Federal Reserve and other banks, national banks worldwide. The nonstop printing of currency in order to continue um, to kick the can down the road, so to speak, with regard to national debt. And that a lot of they call it the plunge protection team, that the Federal Reserve and what was called quantitative easing, that there have been huge amounts of money pumped into the stock markets in order to artificially inflate them, which is why you see even now the stock market's at all-time highs. But because of this quantitative easing, the dollar being printed nonstop, it is devaluing the currency, and that's why you see the value of the dollar being so weak right now. And so those things have led to what is a traditional flight to value with regard to Wall Street money. And traditionally, that money went to things like gold and silver, palladium, metals, and also consumer staples, restaurants, things like Walmart, GE, McDonald's, Coke, those kind of consumer staple stocks. But what is happening now is because people, we are at negative interest rates, and people are no longer getting paid to keep their money in banks, but in fact, banks are charging people to keep their money, which is absolutely ridiculous since they're making money off of us, them holding our money, because they're not just keeping it in there so we can withdraw it later. They're lending this money out to others at interest, and in that way, raising profits for themselves. And yet they don't even want to pay a 1% interest on holding your money. And so companies have been losing value on keeping huge retainers of cash. And a lot of these companies like Apple and others, they have huge reserves of currencies. But what is happening now with those huge reserves of currencies is that they're losing value in keeping it in cash. And so, interestingly, just a few months back, a guy named Michael Saylor, who runs a multi-million dollar company named MicroStrategy, he decided that he's going to put all of his company's reserve funds into Bitcoin. And he started to purchase Bitcoin when it was between $9,000 and $11,000 a coin. And he put 200 million of his own money and $450 million of his company's money into Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin recently ran up to $19,000 a coin, his company made a net profit off of him just doing that, converting cash into Bitcoin, they made a $400 million profit, which drove their stock up and increased the value of their company. And it taught a lesson to other companies to do the same. And so recently we've seen even Mass Mutual, which is an insurance company there in Massachusetts, they also put $100 million of their net worth into Bitcoin. And just today, it was announced that another company, I think they're named Ruffler or something of that nature. And I'm actually going to go into some of these news stories here in just a short bit. But they put their money into Bitcoin as well. Something like 2.5% of their assets. And they have a huge, here is what it says. Ruffer managed around 27.4 billion in assets by the end of November. And so I'm going to read some of these articles, but this individual, Jason Deany, an analyst for crypto advisory firm Quantum Economics, said increased institutional interest in Bitcoin has led to an increasingly bullish narrative. The race is on to secure Bitcoin in a market of ever dwindling supply, Dean told CNBC. It's probably not too strong to say this is institutional FOMO, fear of missing out, and those organizations who have been looking to do this now realize they will have to move fast to secure it. See, what most people don't understand about blockchain and about Bitcoin is that there is a finite supply of it, meaning that Bitcoin, you can't just print more of it. There's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever mined, ever, in its lifetime, which means that unlike the dollar that, is printing more and more and more, people keep printing more and more and more of it. There's a very finite, limited supply of Bitcoin. And already 18 million has been mined, and there's only 3 more million that's ever going to come on board. And then after that, Bitcoin is going to be what is available is all that's available. And so, there's all these companies wanting to put their money into Bitcoin, and it's just simply not enough of it available to the world. And so at some point, there's projection that Bitcoin's going to go to $30,000 a coin, $50,000 a coin, and maybe even $100,000 a coin by the end of the year. Well, not this year, but the end of next year. And so, can you imagine if that actually occurs? How much for those that are investing now, if Bitcoin is at 21,000 now, that will be 5 times your money, which already, Bitcoin was $3,000 at the end of March after the coronavirus dump. And so, why wouldn't you want to put even just a little bit of your money into the asset if it has the potential to increase this much in value? Why wouldn't you, take the opportunity to be on board to make, that to be to possibly take advantage of such a scenario. And so that's why I'm going to help those of you that are interested, that are wanting to learn more, uh, to get involved in this space. And again, what you want to do is go to Coinbase. You want to um, join an account there. And also, I'm going to provide you referral links for all of the different um, for the different things I'm going to be speaking about this evening. And so those referral links will give you bonuses and also provide me, not that that's what I'm wanting you to do it for, but it will give you a bonus as well as me a bonus for signing up. And then I'm going to talk about a few other platforms as well, um, where you can, like I said, you can make 5% interest on different coins. But on Coinbase itself, and let me pull up so I can tell you exactly. But even just on Coinbase, once you join the website, you're going to see a link at the very top that gives you the ability to earn. And you can earn this free cryptocurrency. And I mean, it's pretty amazing that they have enough funds that they're just really giving away cryptocurrency just for people to get interested and to try it. All right, hold on. Let me go to. There's a coin on on Coinbase called Cosmos that if you hold it, it gives you 5% just for holding it. And you can actually see your rewards going up uh, minute by minute, second by second for just holding this particular coin. There's another one called Tezos that pays you 2.5% interest, I think, just for holding it on Coinbase. And there's another one that is called DAI. It's called a stable coin, and it reflects the value of the dollar. It always holds a $1 value. But this particular cryptocurrency also, um, different ones are being given away at different times. So if you join Coinbase and you just not even getting involved, not even spending $1, not even 1 cent, if you just visit the website every once in a while, you'll see new cryptocurrencies that are being offered that you can earn for free. And literally right now you can go on, and if you can earn between $60 and $80 in cryptocurrency, and then you can invite your friends to do the same, and they can, if they do it and they follow your referral in the same way that I'm going to provide you my referral, that if they follow that referral, they'll get $10 in free cryptocurrency of that particular coin, and you'll get a free $10. And if they just join Coinbase after their first $100 deposit, they'll get $10 in free Bitcoin, as you will also. And so, I mean, it's a really amazing thing, that, again, the technology being so new, so many people are getting involved in the space, and it's beneficial. And it does not take a lot of money at all. Literally, you can begin with $10 a month. And so I'm going to tell you about other platforms that I've found that could also help you to grow your money instead of holding it in cash in a bank where it's not making any, you know, any kind of percentage at all or very minimal percentage. And so one of those platforms that I wanted to make mention of this evening is the Celsius network. And also, just so you know, Bitcoin right now is at $21,699. I mean, it continues to go up. Before I got in the shower 2 hours ago, um, and after I ate dinner, it was at 21,300. And so now that people have seen, that Bitcoin has broken its all-time high, and they've heard it announced on the news, a lot of people are trying to get in. And that's called fear of missing out. And I actually, even though I think Bitcoin is going to rise in price some here, I do believe that the price is going to correct some 20 to 40%, within probably a couple days of people fomenting in. And when I say fomenting, it's fear of missing out, where they, believe that Bitcoin is going to go straight up from here to $100,000 a coin, which that is not what happens with Bitcoin. Bitcoin corrects often 20 to 30, even sometimes 40%. And so I do believe you'll be able to purchase it at another, maybe a few weeks down the road at a lower price than what it is right now. But that may be, in my opinion, with all the institutional money coming into the market, it might be your last time to get Bitcoin near, around or even below $20,000 a coin. And so if I were you, I would take the opportunity and prepare as much as you can to get in while you still have the chance. And, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am only sharing with you my opinion. And for those of you that have followed my work for a very long time, you know that several years back, I encouraged people to purchase a little bit of Bitcoin, to put even 1 to 5% of their whatever they could into Bitcoin. Nothing that you could afford to not lose, but to go ahead and expose yourself to the space. And if you would have done that, because I encouraged people at that time, Bitcoin was $6,000 a coin. And if you would have done that, then you would already have 3x your money. And so again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do recommend that people investigate and study, and, with n- not just holding, traditional dollars, fiat currencies. And those of you that do invest in silver and gold, I believe those are also good investments, sound investments, and that they will appreciate into the years. However, I believe that people that don't have a lot of money investing into certain cryptocurrencies now, that you will benefit in a way that you cannot in any other asset. And, again, I'm going to tell you about certain, uh, how to access some of those spaces. The first portal I want to talk about is called the Celsius Network. And the Celsius Network, you can literally download it to your phone. It's an app, it's freely available. And I'm also in the description portion of this show, I'm going to provide a referral link so that, if you make a deposit. I think it's like $200. You'll get $50 in Bitcoin, something of that nature. But I'm going to tell you about some of the percentages that you can earn just by holding some of the cryptocurrencies in this particular application, which, is, I think, one of the, most incredible, because you don't have to learn to trade. For a lot of people, um, they do trade. People do trade, and they make a lot of money doing that with cryptocurrencies. However, for those people that don't know how to trade and don't want to trade and don't have the time to trade, there's what's called dollar cost averaging, which all you do is you purchase Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency just once a month or every other week, just a certain amount, and that as the price of Bitcoin fluctuates, no matter what it does, you just continue to buy a certain amount over time, and then you accumulate, and you just hold your Bitcoin, and literally 98% of everybody that has ever invested in Bitcoin, even when it was less than $1 a coin, to even those that, just recently buying at the all-time highs at $20,000 a coin, literally everybody that has invested is in profit. I mean, what other asset class can, boast that everybody that has ever invested into it is in profit? I mean, it's unreal. But anyways, returning back to Celsius Network, I'm going to tell you the kinds of percentages that they are paying on their network and the kind of tokens you can hold. And for those, again, that are not used to, never heard of cryptocurrencies, I'm just going to, these are the names of different tokens. Of course, there's Bitcoin. You can earn weekly, and I don't know how much it is that they pay out over a week, but Bitcoin, they pay you 5.97% interest. On Ethereum, it's 7.21% interest. On Chainlink, 5.9% interest. On Celsius, which is the token that they pay out your rewards, they give you 5.12%, which, I mean, those rates are amazing. And you're getting paid, again, weekly for just holding your coins in a Celsius wallet. And so the same thing that you would be doing on in your savings account in a bank, instead of holding cash in dollars, you just hold some cryptocurrencies and you can get paid a larger percentage. Now, if you hold, there are what are called, again, the stable coins: Tether, DAI, US dollar coin, things of that nature, which are pegged to the dollar. They never increase in value. They don't lose their value. And so sometimes if, like when the markets are really high, you can sell your Bitcoin and get into cash, the US dollar pairings. And then you wait for the market to go down, and then you can purchase back in and increase your Bitcoin. But these stable coins, if you hold them on Celsius Network, you can make 10 to 13%. 10.51% to 13.86% on your money. And this site is totally legit. It's been featured on CNBC and other, business channels. It's been out there and involved in for 3 or 4 years now, and it was just recently audited, and it has 3.3 billion in assets being held on in its portal and being paid interest. I saw a show not long ago, just a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, on Crypto Banter, which is a really incredible cryptocurrency show. And they keep up with all the trending, what's happening in blockchain and cryptocurrency. And you can learn a lot from just watching that show. But literally, they had one of the leaders, the developers of Celsius Network, and he has himself $7 million in US dollar coin sitting on the Celsius Network. He uses his own portal, and he's getting paid, it was at that time, 13% interest on that money. And I know for those of you like myself, yourself, that there's, you'll never, have that much money, or I'm not going to limit or say that, and because I don't want to limit you. Who knows? God may bless you to where you can bless others and, take care of the poor and the less fortunate and orphan, the widows, veterans. You never know, because like even Abraham and Job, they were some of the richest individuals in their lifetime, and that being prophets and saints and priests and kings, they were blessed and very fortunate. And because of the way that they treated the poor, God blessed them even with more abundance. And we know Solomon was the richest man in the world at his time as well. But anyways, and so this is the first one. It's called the Celsius Network. And there's two other protocols that I want to tell you about. But also there's a promo code for Celsius Network. The word is trust, that if you transfer $2,000 in crypto into your Celsius wallet, you'll get a $50 bonus. But anyways, another platform that I want to tell you about is called, and also if you go to my Facebook page, I posted information about all of these. I wrote a long note, told you about what I was going to talk about tonight. And I also posted referral links for you to find out more about these particular websites and how to use them. The next two that I'm going to tell you about pay you 1% interest daily on the money that you deposit into their networks. And these two networks, these two protocols, they work off of Tron, which Tron is a cryptocurrency. It's a token that just a couple days ago was 0.028 cents. So almost 3 cents a token. And so very cheap, easy to purchase and easy to get involved in this particular token. And you can transfer it to this particular website that I'm going to tell you about. It's called Tron-Chain. And literally, when you go to Tron-Chain, it gives you the ability to deposit your Tron tokens into a smart contract on that site. And it will pay you out 1% interest daily, so that you can literally make 351% your money off of joining this smart contract, because it's a 350-day commitment. And you take out a 351-day commitment, and you take out 1% every day. And I mean, the returns on that are unheard of. Now, this website's only been in operation for 5 months, and already it has like $270 million in assets under its care in management. But again, with any website, with some cryptocurrencies, you have to only invest what you are not afraid to lose, because there's no guarantee that this particular website will continue indefinitely. And so, even though I'm telling you about it, you have to be careful with, investing. But even if you only invested $30, or say, um, yeah, $30, which is at 3 cents a token, that's what, like 3,000 tokens? Let me do the math here just to be sure. Let's see, 0.03 times 1,000 equals, yeah, so $30. So even if you were to make just a $30 deposit at this website, Tron Token, which is not a lot of money, and everybody can, well, most people or some people can afford to lose that just in case something were to happen. But you will, take, let's see, $30. Okay, so it's 30 cents. Let's make it $300 just to make the the investment. So 10,000, if you deposit their 10,000 Tron tokens, which are, like I said, about 3 cents each, you can take away $3 every day from that particular website. And you can also do multi-level, because it is a multi-level marketing, so that if you refer this to your friends or to your other family members, that you gain a direct deposit of 10%, and you also make a portion of whatever they take out. So every time they get a payout, you also get a payout from their withdrawal. And so it's called a matching bonus. And if you go to the website, I don't know if you're by a computer or not, but at the very top, it gives you the ability to deposit. And also, like I said, I'm going to provide you my referrals, because the way this website and the next one work is it's beneficial to have a referral, because then you become part of a team. And literally 15 levels below you, you can receive matching bonuses from the deposits and also the withdrawals of those individuals listed below you. And what is incredible is that you can create multiple accounts so that the accounts that, like, say, if you make 5 different accounts, and if you were going to do 10,000 Tron tokens, which is $300, then just separate that, and you can divide that up into, if you want 15 different wallets. That's a lot to keep up with, but literally you can download Tron wallet and make multiple wallets on the same account. So it's not really that difficult, and it's not even time consuming. It's a matter of a few minutes on creating each account. But you could divide your 10,000 tokens on many different levels. Let's just say 10 levels. If you had 10 accounts, you put them all one under the other, then you're going to get matching bonuses, and you're going to get direct referrals from each one of those accounts. And so you'll make a huge amount, like I said, 10%. So if you have 1,000 tokens on each of these 10 accounts that you create, when you make a direct deposit in each one of those and have a direct referral underneath it, you're going to make 100 tokens 10 times. So already that's going to be 1,000 tokens back just for creating this structure. And I'm going to provide you a video and a link to help you understand what I'm talking about so that you can do this. And it's easy. And like I said, you can withdraw 1% daily. It will do what is called farming and staking for one 24-hour period. And then it allows you to withdraw your funds. But depending on how you set up the structure of your pyramid, but this is not a Ponzi scheme. This is totally legit, and it works like this. And the way that the smart contract is funded is because this Tron-Chain, they have multiple other levels of other companies. They have credit cards, they have a gaming site, a lottery site, all these different sites that fund this smart contract. And the more and more people that are involved in the smart contract, the more their portal and the more their businesses are being utilized, the more fees they are making. And it's those fees that are funding these smart contracts so that people can withdraw 1% of your money every day. And so if you set up the structure of these 10 levels in the way that I'm telling you to do it, you can literally make your money back in 60 days time. All of your money. And then everything after that will be pure profit. And so after 60 days, for the next 290 days, you're going to make pure profit of withdrawing 1% of your money. And like I said, if you only do this with $300, which is 10,000 Tron tokens, you're going to withdraw $3 a day. And you're going to get matching bonuses. So it's going to be more than that. And you're going to get a direct deposit bonus as well for, just putting that amount of money in. And again, like I said, I'm going to have videos in the description which explains all of this so that, I know it might be difficult just hearing me talk about it, but when you see it and you see the video, it will make it so much easier for you. And like I said, just very little money. And you can take advantage of what I'm talking about. All right, we'll be right back, everyone, for second hour.
As a bookstore for truth seekers, it's our goal to make ancient manuscripts which were once held captive by secretive institutions available for public consideration. In our generation, where wisdom has increased as Daniel the prophet foretold, we have access to many of the testimonies our early church brethren were persecuted for preserving. After being hidden for centuries, these manuscripts have been leaked from various sources throughout the earth, and it's our goal to gather these sources into printable form to make available for all who seek the ancient way. If you're looking to deepen your studies of the biblical narrative, find these ancient manuscripts and more at sacredwordpublishing.com.
Many truth seekers are constantly studying alone. But there is a place where we can come together. The Digital Readers Club is our online ecclesia meant for those who've forsaken churchianity but still want the closeness of a family to study with. Join us every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time to put together the puzzle pieces of truth scattered throughout the ancient scriptures. Every day, questions arise.
Are the stories in the Bible true?
What if I told you that there are hundreds of confirming witnesses?
Which give intricate detail to the stories in the Bible.
Have you ever found yourself deep in the rabbit hole with questions that no one seemed to have the answers to? Join us the second Friday of every month at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for our Ask Me Anything series with author and researcher Zen Garcia, as he sheds light on the mysteries which have us all searching together.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for second hour. That was a very quick break. Let me go ahead and go to this particular. I want to just share with you a couple of news stories before I go into the. Well, let me again tell you just a little bit about Tron-Chain. And because I find the website to be pretty amazing. And like I said, only invest what you are not afraid to lose, because nothing is a guarantee. Even though this is blockchain and this is, technology which has been supported, They also just started what is called insurance, and it they are encouraging people that are, benefiting from this website and from this portal to give 1 to 5% and to create insurance. And what this insurance does is it creates a pool of Tron tokens, and this is being funded already. Now there's like, I don't know, 200,000 Tron tokens in this insurance pool. And what it is for is to help people feel confident and to feel secure in investing on this portal. And the insurance pool is going to also be funded by a lot of the other companies. And there's literally like 5 different companies connected to this website that their fees and, the lotteries and their gaming platform, the different things like that, will help fund this insurance pool. And anybody that invests, if something were to happen with the smart contract to where you were not able to, they were not able to fulfill your full stake of, investing and receiving 1% for the full length of the contract, which is 351 days, well, then this insurance pool will go to support you and to pay you back for what you have not fulfilled in your contract. So, for instance, if you put 10,000 Tron tokens in, which is $300, and you're only able to take out 60 days worth. Well, that 60 days worth, if you do it correctly the way that I've told you in multi-leveling it, and just referring one of your other accounts, and this is not, they're not against. Many people are doing this. There are videos out there that help you and tell you to do this. So what I'm telling you to do is not in any way illegal or frowned upon. It's just a way of recouping your money at a quicker rate. And so anyways, for people that just open up one account, you'll make your money back in about, I think it's 4 months time, I believe it is. Let me see. If you put in 10,000 tokens, you pull out 100 a day. And so 1,000 days. So no, not 1,000 days, 100 days. So yeah, a little bit over 3 months is what it takes for you to recoup your money. So after that, you're in pure profit. But with the insurance, if for instance, if you only are able to withdraw for 20 days, which is, like 2,000 tokens, and you still have, 8,000 left. Well, that insurance will come in and pay you your 8,000 tokens as long as you haven't exceeded and are in the profit. And so the insurance fund is for that. It's not to fund you for the full 351 days of the smart contract, because most of that is going to be profit. And so, there are people that have been involved in this website for 5 months already, which, 5 times what, 30, just say 30 days each, that's 150 days. So they're already halfway through their smart contracts, and they have been in profit since 100 days. And so the past 50 days, if they got in at the very beginning, they are already 50% in profit and have already recouped their money. And so these individuals would not get paid from the insurance. It's only people that are getting in right now that would be paid from the insurance pool. And like I said, it was just opened up today, and it's to encourage and also to make people feel more secure in their investment into the smart contract portal. And like I said, it's there are many out there. Even the Celsius network, they pay percentage as well, but they pay at a higher rate of return than just 1%. They're paying 5 to 13% depending on which cryptocurrency you're holding. And even Coinbase, as I said, Cosmos, Tezos, and DAI, these tokens are being paid out interest, and you can literally watch your reward rate grow up by the second on those particular websites. And they're putting them into your portfolio. They're giving you those tokens. They pay you in those tokens in your portfolio, every once in a while. And so, I mean, there are many websites out there that are developed and have been created so that, again, they are encouraging people to get involved in blockchain technologies and to utilize cryptocurrencies and to create and help the adoption of cryptocurrencies to make them mainstream. And so it's it's a really incredible thing. And the other thing with, the Tron token, as I said, it went from 28 cents like 3 days ago. It was worth 28 cents. It's now worth 3.12 cents. Whereas it was just 0.028 cents a token. And so from 0.028 to 0.031, that's already an increase in the value of each one of the tokens. I think it's like 5-6% increase since that time. So the value of all cryptocurrencies are going up with the value of Bitcoin. And so a lot of these tokens, like Tezos, Tezos is like $2.13 a token. So there are many tokens, many cryptocurrencies out there that are still accessible with regard to the value of them and people being able to invest in them. And so, there's still opportunity. There's still potential, in my opinion, for people. I mean, for the price of playing a pinball game, you can get, for that quarter, you can get 10, 12 Tron tokens, instead of playing a pinball game or a video game. And it doesn't hurt when you learn. And this is another way to get your kids interested. When you teach them the value of money and you teach them that even with a little bit of money, they can learn to invest. Even if you just got them involved in Tron-Chain and the other one I'm about to tell you about, which I'm going to tell you about this other website before I go into the headlines. The other website that I wanted to tell you about is called Bankroll Flow. Bankroll Flow. And it also works on the Tron token. And don't worry about, I'm going to share with you videos on how to open up. You have to first create a Tron wallet, which your Tron wallet, when you open it, you can either download it to your phone, or you can add it as an extension to your browser. Just like MetaMask, for people that know what MetaMask is, it's also a crypto wallet that works as an extension on your Chrome or Brave browser. And really quickly, I want to also make mention of, for those of you, that use the internet, instead of using Google or Bing as your search engine, use a blockchain technology called pre-search, P-R-E search. And they literally pay you cryptocurrency to use their search engine. And they pay you, I think it's like a quarter of a token, so that in 4 searches you earn 1 token. And since I've learned of pre-search just about, 6 days ago, maybe 2 weeks or so, it hadn't been long, a week or 2 ago, I've been using pre-search as my search engine, and I've already accumulated 68 tokens. And I think they're worth something like 2 cents a token, but they have increased 58% this year. So who knows? I mean, you might as well get them for free and accumulate them. And what if they end up being worth $1 a token at some point? You're getting them for free. All you have to do is open an account with pre-search, set them as your search engine, and I actually think they're much better than Google and Bing, because those are all propaganda sites and have disinformation as the first searches in any search. They always give you the corporate mainstream BS that is disinformation. And so pre-search, just use that as your search engine, and like I said, you'll get a quarter of a coin. I think you can earn 8 coins
Some people in Nevada
a day free of charge. And so, in the just searching over the course of a day, you'll accumulate cryptocurrency. And then there's another website I encourage, Library, which is like a YouTube, or Theta, that you can watch videos and you get paid cryptocurrencies for watching videos or in creating content and uploading it. The Library is LBRY, and Theta TV, THETA.TV. And so for those of you that are big YouTube buffs, you can watch content at either one of these websites and, accrue tokens. And Theta is like 70 cents a token. So, I mean, there's real value in gaining tokens on that particular platform. And Library is like 7 cents, 8 cents a token. So, but it is increasing in value as well. At some point, I believe that a lot of these websites are going to be used in such a way that those that are on the forefront of using them, you're going to benefit greatly. All right. So I wanted to tell you about Bankroll. And Bankroll runs off of Tron as well. And when you go to Bankroll, it gives you the ability to swap your Tron tokens into what is called BankerX, BNKRX, which is a the token that it runs off of. And this token, maybe I should share a screen. Actually, Justin's not sharing my screen anyway, so. But I'll do another video where I explain all this, and I'll share my screen. But I'll also share a couple others. It's not difficult to find videos where people are explaining these things as well, because a lot of people are starting to use them. But Bankroll Flow allows you to make a deposit, and then literally you get paid 1% commission every 24 hours on whatever it is you deposit. But the interesting thing with this bankroll is that you can compound your deposit so that you can, instead of just withdrawing that 1%, you can add it to your deposit so that your next day's 1% includes what you gained the day before. So for instance, if you have, say, 10 coins, 10 Banker X, which are like 100, I think it's 12 Tron per one Banker X. And so 10 Banker X would equal like 120 Tron, which, as I said, Tron is 3 cents a token. So that the 10 Banker X, that would be about $3 something. And so anyways, if you deposit just 10 Banker X into Bankroll Flow, you will every day accumulate 1 token. I mean, 1% of your deposit. So that if you deposit the first day 10 Banker X, in a 24-hour period, you're going to have 1 there available in interest. And then you can either add that, roll it over, and then you'll have 11 Banker X, and then your next 1% will be 1.1%, because now you have 11 tokens in there. And then you can roll that over so that now you have 12.1. And then so the next day, you're going to have 1.21 Banker X as profit. And you can either claim it, put it into your Tron wallet, or you can roll it over and compound it. And if you compound it, you can then have, you'll have 13.331. I know eventually I'm going to get confused on the math, but you understand what I'm saying. And so you have that 1% rolling over, and you can either add it to your deposit, or you can just withdraw it to your account every day. And so, that, I mean, in 10 days, you make your money back. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And so, oh, no, it has to be 100 Banker X to make 1. Yeah, 1%. Sorry. I was actually trying to give you 10%, which it's not that good, but you get the idea anyways. So if you have 100 Banker X, you're going to make 1 every day. And so the same thing with the other website. In 100 days, you make your full amount of money back, which is 3 months, a little over 3 months, 3 1/3 months, which is not a great commitment. And with the Banker X, you're not on any timeline. You can, withdraw your money whenever you want to. Like, I think there's a 30-day contract, and then you can withdraw your money completely. And so, I mean, the Banker X Flow, it's a pretty amazing website as well, but it gives you the ability to compound. And what some people are doing is that they are letting it ride. They'll let it compound for 6 days and then they claim it on the 7th day, or they'll let it compound for 5 days and then claim it on the weekend. So just so that they're taking out money every once in a while. And this one also works on multi-level. And not only that, it forces you to have a buddy. You have to have a referral address plugged in order to take advantage of the website. And so you know that you have to have a referral address. And so I do provide that as well on my Facebook page, as well as on, I'll have it in the description where I speak about this particular website. But both of them are so easy to use. For the Banker X, you just go there. You go to what is Bankroll Swap. You swap your Tron tokens for Banker X, and then you just make your deposit. And then as soon as you make your deposit, it kicks off and it starts to accumulate. And then after 24 hours, you'll have 1% available. And so that's how easy it is. I mean, pretty amazing. And so people should check it out without a doubt. I think even if you don't have a lot of money, like I said, you can start with $30 and you'll benefit. Bitcoin's about to hit 22,000. Just in the time that I've been talking to you, it has gone up $300. I told you a lot of people were going to start FOMOing in. And so the price of Bitcoin is going to increase even more at some point. So I believe. So people should, in my opinion, take advantage of it while you can. Because I do believe that, as I said, that we are to a point where at some point Bitcoin is going to be $30,000 a coin. I mean, it's happening faster than anybody expected. But like I said, I do believe in the short term, there's going to be a huge correction and that people will be able to buy in at a cheaper rate. And that maybe you might want to wait and not get in at these prices because they are elevated. And the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, as well as the Bitcoin crypto, the Fear and Greed Index, it's at like a 95. And so it's telling you that you should be selling Bitcoin instead of buying it right here. Let me actually pull that up and then we'll move on to some of these news stories. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is a great indicator for those that, again, it's not about trading because a lot of people don't have time to trade. And I don't recommend that you try to time the market anyways. It's best just to dollar cost average. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is at a 92 right now, which means that really we should be selling Bitcoin instead of buying in. But I do believe that there's a little room for it to continue, and especially with the fear of missing out, that a lot of people are going to be FOMOing into the market. And so again, I think that people should control their emotions and not let it get out of hand to where they want to jump in right now, look for a better opportunity. But, in the meantime, go ahead and get you some Tron. It's cheap. 3 cents a token. Get you, $100 worth or whatever you want to try these other websites out. And go ahead and start getting your 1% a day. And in 3 months' time, you're going to make all of your money back. I mean, that's amazing. But again, only invest what you can afford to lose, because there's no guarantee that these websites will be running, for years and years and years. But currently, there's a lot of people that, because they're both relatively new, and they're both just starting to generate a lot of support and people utilizing them, and both of them have multiple businesses which are funding their 1%. And also, Banker RX, how it makes its money is that the more people get involved with its platform, the more the value of its token increases. So that it just in the value of its token increasing, it's able to fund what it's doing. And so, whereas the rate of return, 350%, seems extravagant, the business models that these websites employ, they are able to fund it and also make a profit. And the idea is for them to create a website that has the use of these smart contracts in such a manner that they are gaining membership. And in gaining membership and gaining usage, they're also able to have people pay to, to advertise on their portals, or to have products incorporated into their website in the same manner that Facebook did. Because remember when Facebook, for those of you that do remember, when Facebook first was released as an IPO on the stock market, it was not even profitable yet. They did not have a way, nor did they ever, they did not yet figure out how to sustain profitability. But because they had 7 billion users at that time, which was, larger than a lot of countries, the stock market recognized that with that much people using their portal, that they would be able to monetize it in some manner to where they should be able to make money. And they have successfully bridged that gap. And so, Facebook is a huge portal now. And because it's utilized by so many people, it's been able to command fees and to generate revenue. And that's exactly what these other websites are attempting to do as well. And it's incredible the amount of people that are flocking to utilizing their platform. And why wouldn't you, when you can gain a 1% return daily just for visiting and being involved? I mean, it's pretty incredible. And so anyways, I will provide, as I said, my referrals in the description, and we can develop a community. We can create a team where we benefit each other and one another. And if you are interested in cryptocurrencies and you would like to learn more and to get involved with me, because I'm going to create a Discord channel for a tight-knit group of people that are interested in cryptocurrency that may not know anything about it but want to learn more. And I'm going to teach you how to utilize some of these portals so that they can benefit you, because I've been studying this for years now. And I have an uncle and one of my best cousins. They're deeply involved in the cryptocurrency markets and also in investments, stocks, all that. They, even they're also involved in trading cards, the football and baseball and basketball cards and all that, which I'm not interested in any of that, but certainly I am interested in the cryptocurrency space, because I recognize that just like with the blooming of the internet back in the 90s, that this technology has the capability of changing, really. I mean, even if we just went to a voting system that was based on blockchain that could be verified and, not be, because if you use blockchain technology to secure the vote, there would never be a problem like we had this year. You could never add votes or drop in a bunch of ballots or steal an election because of the proof of stake. And the way that blockchain technology works is it would verify every vote. And there are voting platforms that are trying to use blockchain technology to secure elections. But of course, politicians don't want that. And they want money to be able to influence, lobbyists to be able to purchase and to buy and to install representatives. But who knows, if we went to a fair and just way of bringing and truly electing representative government, blockchain would be the way to do that. So anyways, I'm going to now share with you a few news stories just to give you an idea as to what is happening and how big money is starting to pour into the market. And you have to remember that the entire cryptocurrency market is only $600 billion right now. I mean, it's less than $1 trillion. There are some people out there that have that much money themselves. So they could buy the entire cryptocurrency market if they wanted to. Just a few individuals. That's how small it is. Gold itself, I think, is like a $16-17 trillion investment market. Just gold. And people are, even Jim Cramer, of CNBC, he just announced that he started to invest in Bitcoin. And a lot of people, a lot of these very wealthy individuals, they keep 5 to 10% of their wealth in gold and silver and precious metals and other commodities. And so I just see a flood of money starting to enter into cryptocurrencies, into the Bitcoin market and other markets like Ethereum. And there's also ETFs, electronic traded funds, on Wall Street in the Toronto Stock Exchange that just recently opened up. That's a basket of cryptocurrencies. And that's allowing investors to put money into cryptocurrency directly from, by purchasing a stock ticker. And so there's a lot of money about to enter into the market. So let me share with you a few of these articles to give you an idea. All right, this was Bitcoin going to 20,000 by year end. Tweet from CNBC's Jim Cramer, November 24th, 2020. Okay. Bitcoin breaks above 20,000 for the first time ever. I'll go ahead and read this article. The world's most valuable virtual currency traded 5.6% higher to a price of around 20,600. Can you imagine? That was earlier today. 20,600. And 5% return. How many people, investing in stocks would be happy with a 5% return over the course of a year? And you're getting this in one day off of one cryptocurrency? Let's check. Bitcoin is up 12% just today. Just today, 11.95%. The top three cryptocurrencies. Ethereum is at $643. It's up 9.91% just today. Ripple XRP is at 56 cents. It's up 23.35%. 23% in one day. Litecoin, $92.64 a token. It's up 15.49%. Bitcoin Cash, $312. It's up 9.27%. Chainlink, 13.54. It's up 8.46%. Cardano, number 8. It's 16 cents a token. It's up 10.26% today. Polkadot, number 9. It's $5.33. It's up 3.54% today. Stellar, which is one of those that you can get free from joining Coinbase. I have links in the referral page on my Facebook channel. If you go there, you can get a free $50 in Stellar token. If you would have got it yesterday before this show, it's up 13.96% today. 18 cents a token. Almost 19 cents. I mean, so you see how some of these tokens are still relatively inexpensive. And making 14% on your money in one day, that's really unheard of. So people, again, you should take advantage while you can. Because these kind of gains, I think they're going to continue. I mean, you're going to see, huge gains over the course of the next few years in the cryptocurrency markets, just because nobody's invested into them. Those of us that are, we're on the forefront. We're less than 1% of the population yet. All right, continuing. It comes as big name investors like Paul Tudor Jones and Stanley Druckenmiller have invested in the cryptocurrency. Major Wall Street firms like S&P Global and CBOE Global Markets have been making a big push into crypto market data services. Bitcoin breached the 20,000 level for the first time in history Wednesday, as crypto enthusiasts pointed to increased demand from institutional investors for the red-hot digital currency. The world's most valuable virtual currency traded 5.6% higher to a price of around 20,600 according to market data from Coinmatrix, taking its year-to-date gains to more than 180%. Remember, I told you Bitcoin was at $3,000 a coin in March, and now it's almost 22,000. It just hit 21,900 something a few minutes ago. Bitcoin has been on a tear this year. Analysts say it's gotten a boost from big name investors such as Paul Tudor Jones and Stanley Druckenmiller moving their own assets into the cryptocurrency, while tech firms such as Square and MicroStrategy have used their own balance sheets to buy Bitcoin. Quote, this is the domino effect as asset managers tumble their portfolios into Bitcoin. Charles Hayter, CDO of crypto market data provider Crypto Compare, told CNBC. Bitcoin's latest record high has reminded many market watchers of its monster rally to nearly 20,000 in 2017. That was followed by a sharp pullback the following year that saw it fall close to 3,000. Crypto evangelists claim the 2020 rally is unlike 2017, as it's being driven by institutional buying rather than retail speculation. 20,000 is undoubtedly a momentous milestone for Bitcoin, said Yanni Asia, CEO and co-founder of online investment platform eToro. We have seen a significant shift in the demographic of those interested in investing in crypto, no longer the domain of just computer programmers and fintech advocates. All right, here's a good one too. Wall Street jumps in. Major Wall Street firms like S&P Global and CBO Global Markets have been making a big push into crypto market data services. On Tuesday, UK asset manager Ruffer updated clients about a new allocation to Bitcoin, revealing it had around 2.5% of its portfolio invested in Bitcoin. See, many companies are going to begin to do this. I mean, I think of Apple, who has huge amount of cash sitting on the sidelines, and they're bleeding money because dollars are losing value. More institutional investors using Bitcoin as inflation hedge, says Gemini's Tyler Winklevoss. We see this as a small but potent insurance policy against the continuing devaluation of the world's major currencies, the company said. Bitcoin diversifies the company's much larger investments in gold and inflation-linked bonds and acts as a hedge to some of the monetary and market risks that we see. Ruffer managed around $20.3 billion in assets by the end of November. And as I read earlier, Jason Dean, an analyst at crypto advisory firm Quantum Economics, said that increased institutional interest in Bitcoin has led to an increasingly bullish narrative. The race is on to secure Bitcoin in a market of ever-dwindling supply. It's probably not too strong to say this is institutional FOMO, fear of missing out, and those organizations who have been looking to do this now realize they will have to move fast to secure it. The total supply of Bitcoins that will ever be mined is capped at 21 million. Experts say this is due to a monetary rule implemented by the cryptocurrency's mysterious inventor, Satoshi Nakamoto. And so, as I said, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever mined. And even though there's 3 million more coming on the market, At that point, the institutions had to fight over what's out there. And most people are not selling Bitcoin because they know it's going to increase in value. Here's another news story. Bitcoin whales driving markets. Mass Mutual buys 100 million in Bitcoin. New data shows how large holders are influencing Bitcoin's recent price swings. Mass Mutual buys 100 million worth of Bitcoin. The New York Attorney General awaits loan documents from its Tether and Bitfinex investigation. Russia wants public officials to disclose their crypto holdings, and Ethereum developer Virgil Griffith still doesn't know what crimes he's committed. Okay, I think we'll read one more article. Bitcoin hits record above 20K as analysts remain confident of its future. After testing investor patience for 3 weeks, Bitcoin has finally crossed above 20,000 to reach fresh all-time highs. The number one cryptocurrency by market value jumped over the key psychological threshold during the early U.S. trading hours, surpassing the previous peak of 19,920, a record recorded on December 1st. At the current price of 20,374, Bitcoin is up 5.4% over 24 hours. Bitcoin's value has doubled in the past 3 months, and the institutional-led rally looks sustainable. Meanwhile, other prominent cryptocurrencies such as Ether, Litecoin, Ripple are still down 58 to 88% from their respective lifetime highs, reached 3 years ago. And so you see a lot of these other cryptocurrencies, they're lagging behind and they're gaining momentum. And so, in my opinion, they also will increase in value. And so, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do, but I do believe that those of you that are afraid of examining the space, of even looking at it, that you're missing out on an incredible opportunity, and that this chance may never come again in our lifetimes. Just like with, what happened with internet stocks back in the 90s, how all that potential and all that opportunity disappeared. You may at some point kick yourself. And even though, I think that Bitcoin is expensive right now or overvalued in the short term, I think no matter what, as long as you start buying now, and if you buy every month, that you'll, in the long run, come out ahead. Because literally, it's my opinion that by the end of next year, Bitcoin will be over $30,000 a coin. And, that it'll be over even over probably $35,000 a coin. We don't know exactly how much it's going to be, but I think there's going to be a lot of institutional money flood into it, and you just never know. And so you should take a little bit of an opportunity here and put a little bit of money into cryptocurrencies, uh, even if you wait for a pullback before deciding to do so, which, I think it's even though it's at all-time highs now, I do believe that there's space for it to run a little bit more. I don't know how much more. I feel like, Bitcoin is going to have a big pullback at any time. I mean, how much higher can it go? We're at 22,000 now. We just broke 20,000 earlier today. There's got to be a retrace at some point. And so, yeah, maybe give it a week, at least a few days, because I don't know that it can go up that much more. But, it surprised me up until now. I thought really Bitcoin, when it reached 15,000 and 16,000 and 17,000, that there would be a retracement. And there's literally been very little pullback. If you look at the chart, it's gone parabolic. It's unreal. I mean, it is crazy. And so I wish for all of you that you would have been on board already before this point. But if you haven't, that there's still opportunity. And you might want to consider looking into, at least begin to start doing your investigation. And I think those 3 portals that I made mention today, Celsius Network, Coinbase, Celsius Network, Tron-Chain, and Bankroll Flow, that they might be good places for you to begin. Because even just making 1% a day, I mean, it's, greatly beneficial. And so I will post in the description. It'll be sometime probably tomorrow. I've got a show with Rob tonight. We're going to be continuing our Genesis Revisited investigation. But, it's really amazing, and it's an incredible feeling to have even some money. I mean, even for those that don't have a lot of money, if you had invested in Bitcoin at 6,000 when I advised it to you, which again, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my own opinions, and I don't do a lot of financial shows. Those of you that follow my work, you know that. I don't do a lot of financial shows. But at least, I mean, I'm just encouraging, let's just put it that way. I'm encouraging those of you that can to check it out. And again, if you're interested in joining a group and coming together and learning together, those that may be interested in cryptocurrencies, I'm going to start a Discord group for, those of us that, may be wanting to learn more. Just email me, zengarcia2010@gmail.com. And, we can create a small community and support one another in learning about and growing because there's no reason why all of you cannot benefit from this new technology and from my 4 years of having invested time and space in learning about these things. And so I'm totally willing to teach those that are interested for free. I'm not, we can help each other through referrals, but I'm not asking anybody for anything. Let's build a community. Let's help each other. And there's already been a few of you that have reached out to me because of the the Facebook posts. But after hearing this show, if you're interested, let's come together and help each other. Be blessed all. Good night.
Thank you everybody for joining us for this video and this broadcast. We appreciate all of you and thank you for your patronage. Please do like and subscribe and share with your friends. God bless all of you in your seeking.